Hello, and thank you for joining this episode of Behind the Curtain. I'm your host, Gio Battaglia. We have an exciting episode for you today. Up first, we're bringing you a special conversation ahead of a major holiday milestone. I sat down with Macaulay Culkin, yes, that Macaulay Culkin, to talk about the 35th anniversary of Home Alone and his upcoming visit to Rochester for a special screening event. He opens up about revisiting the movie as a father, his favorite fan moments, and what it's like to look back on a film that defined a generation. Here's my conversation with Macaulay Culkin. How are you?
Good. How are you doing?
Good. Excited to talk about your voyage to Rochester, New York, 35th anniversary screening of Home Alone. First, how does it feel to hear that it is the 35th anniversary of this film?
It makes me feel old, to be honest. Yes, certainly. Gosh, yeah, it's one of those things where, she was, I try to save this, but the movie is 35 years old. You know how old Catherine O'Hara was when we did the movie?
Wow.
34 years old.
Wow.
34. Yeah. So, yeah, we're all getting older here. Yeah, I'm 45 now, so yeah, geez, so I don't mean to age everybody, but every time somebody asks me my age, I always go, oh, you don't want to know. You don't want to know. 'Cause it's my curse. I just make other people feel old, So yeah, but no, it's actually really really cool. I'm doing some stuff. Chris Columbus, the director, and I are doing a thing at the Academy Museum. We're going to kind of speak on it and stuff. I haven't really seen him. It was a while since I'd seen him. I saw him. I think. I'd seen him once or twice over the years recently, but for a long time I did the Home Alone movies, and I didn't see him for a long time. And then I was doing a play in London, and he showed up backstage to say hi. I was like 20 years old, and all of a sudden I just kind of turned the corner, and boom, there he is. Hadn't seen him since I was a child. And the
Wow.
first thing I said to and the first thing I said to him is, "You're a lot shorter than I remember." And, uh,
What made
yeah, so
you
it's fun to visit this. It's fun to revisit this stuff. Yeah.
and what made you say yes to doing these nostalgic screening events? What do you enjoy about them?
Well, it's a different animal to me now. It's one of those things. It's kind of evolved. It was kind of its own thing, its own little phenomenon and stuff like that. And then it kind of almost became burdensome a little bit. It's kind of a tricky thing to maneuver, I guess, especially when you don't have the actual or emotional vocabulary to kind of go through the world like that. And now I'm here and I'm like showing it to my kids, and it makes me kind of more in a sharing kind of mood. That I'm sharing with my kids, and I know other people that are of my age and so forth are also showing it to their kids, and I think that's really really cool. It means something completely different when I'm seeing my child's eyes like light up when they're watching it. So it's really fun. Honestly, it's a unique experience when you watch it in a movie theater with other people and you're all laughing together and stuff. It's you haven't had that since gosh, like 1990, to be honest.
For sure. Yes, brings that community together in full force. And when you people quote this movie constantly, especially I'm sure if you're watching it in a theater full of people, do you have a favorite line or moment that still makes you laugh without fail?
I mean, honestly, I could probably recite the movie from memory. Again, I watch it with my kid, and it's like, yeah, and uh, I always have the "Merry Christmas, Your Filthy Animals." That's always a good back pocket one. Sometimes I pull that out even in my day to day life. Brenda is already super tired of it, but it still works though. Uh, and yeah, no, it's kind of full of them when it comes to the quotability of it and so forth. But like I said, that's kind of my back pocket one. That's kind of that's the quick draw, easy peasy line. Yeah.
Of course. Moving on, just for a second from Home Alone, 3 years after Home Alone and a year after the sequel, we see you in The Good Son and just a range of films. What was it like doing a kind of yin and yang of film genres so close together and so young?
Well, it was kind of a roller coaster, to be honest. Everything kind of blurred together at that point. That's when I called it the crunch, when it was kind of just a bunch of things back to back to back. That being said, it was, yeah, it was a fun, interesting ride. I think interesting is, I think, a good word. To kind of go out there and just do, different kinds of things and so forth. And it was interesting because it was a bit of a roller coaster, and I I kind of didn't necessarily buy a ticket to it. It was kind of one of those things where it's this line of work found me more than I found it. So there was kind of certain like times like later on in my young career where I kind of wanted to get off the roller coaster. But that being said, it was also that was the Good Son in particular. That was an interesting one, just because it was so kind of hard against type and stuff. So that one I had a really good time doing. Yeah, it was kind of just it's a tricky time to be Macaulay Culkin, I guess. Yeah.
For sure. And you've spent years carving that path, kind of outside the Hollywood machine. What do you feel most proud of at this stage of your career?
Oh gosh, most proud of. I'm honestly, I'm most proud of my family. I'm most proud of my kids. Man, they're gorgeous.
Aw.
But career wise, I mean, I don't know. I've done all kinds of kooky things. Like, yeah, like I settled down now that I'm a father. But like, doing things like the Pete's Underground, man, that was so goofy. That was I had literally there was nobody on my team that was for it, and I still did it anyway. And it was still a ton of fun. Actually, I just got an alert on my phone a couple days ago saying it's our 12th anniversary. So yeah, like so. Hey, it's the official anniversary of hipsters right there. There you go.
And back to this Home Alone event here in Rochester, I know you talked about your personal experience kind of watching the movie now and seeing it kind of through your child's eyes, but this event also includes a VIP Q&A. What do you enjoy about those kind of unscripted conversations with fans and the connections they have to the movie?
Yeah, no, it's actually really wonderful. Like, yeah, it's kind of this kind of cross between like Q&A, fireside chat. I regale you with stories and all that stuff. It's nothing too heavy. Believe me, bring your kids. It's a lot of fun. I even do I use these heavy air quotes trivia. I'll throw your kid on stage and kind of do a little kids say the darndest things kind of bit and stuff. It's a lot of fun, Yeah, and yeah, it's just it's some kind of like peek behind the curtain a little bit, without getting too like too weird or dark or anything like that. And at the same time, it's just like yeah, it's honestly it's for Home Alone lovers, really is what it is. It's a love letter. It's a nice for me it's cathartic even. I get to kind of share my side of things in an intimate kind of setting. And yeah, I did this last year, and it felt really good. So I wanted to do at least one more year. So we'll see if I do it again or not. But this year it's like this might be your last chance. So yeah, come to my show. We all used to be young, and let's come watch this movie with me.
That sounds good. Macaulay Culkin, thank you so much for taking the time to preview this event. We're excited to have you here in Rochester.
Cool. I can't wait, man.
All right. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it.
All right. Thank you.
Thanks, Gio.
All right. Take
See
care.
you.
Macaulay Culkin comes to RBTL on December 6th. We have all of the information you need for this show over on our website, rochesterfirst.com, or you could just head to the RBTL website to get your tickets and see what's available. It's going to sell out quick, and it's definitely going to be a fun event for sure. Coming up after the break, I am talking to the cast of Holiday Touchdown, a Bills love story, their experiences in Buffalo, and everything that went into the making of this film. We'll be right back. Welcome back. It can never be too sporty on Behind the Curtain, so we have to take a conversation about the Bills and twist it to talk about holiday movies and pop culture, entertainment culture. Today, we are diving into a brand new holiday film that's tailor-made for Western New York. Holiday Touchdown, a Bills love story mixes festive cheer, hometown pride, and a whole lot of Buffalo Bills spirit. And we got a chance to sit down with the stars of the movie to talk all about it. Here is my conversation with the cast of Holiday Touchdown. Very excited to talk about Bills. We just had a great win yesterday. We're about an hour out from Buffalo, so very excited to talk about how we are morphing Bills with the holiday season. Talk a little bit about how Holiday Touchdown is rooted in those Bills Mafia traditions and what drew each of you to the story.
There's ribs in a filing cabinet.
Yeah, it's the families. Look, the backdrop of the whole film is taking place around two families that are obsessed with the Bills. I mean, the opening scene of the movie, it's Bills on the screen. You got
Peanut sticks. You've got
whole thing, Buffalo stuff, and we got tailgates.
Paula's Donuts. We've got a self-deprecating aspect to the family that is then that rowdy, sort of passionate football family that hopefully a lot of Buffalo people in the surrounding areas of Buffalo can relate to as well.
The Bills are ever present, and Buffalo's ever present. Western New York's ever present in the film. So it's, I think that as you've been saying, it makes it a lot easier to film and enjoy the film and feel kind of part of the community that you're filming in when you're celebrating what the area that you're filming in, rather than trying to avoid catching it because you're actually supposed to be somewhere else. So we really enjoyed that.
And how does that translate into the connection of your two characters, Morgan and Gabe? Talk a little bit about that.
Lifelong friends. They grew up next to each other. So the Quins and the DeLucas, I think some of them see there could be something there, and otherwise it just feels like one big family.
Yeah, for sure, one big family, and she's not gonna. They're not gonna date somebody who's not into the Bills. So it's
And the film blends romance with that heartfelt mystery I know about Morgan's uncle without giving too much away. But what emotional beats were most meaningful to portray in this film?
I think it's just having a secret Santa for 50 years. If someone gets a gift every single year and we have no idea where it's from, there's no return label, that wouldn't you wonder who that's from?
Of
And
course.
so my uncle Tommy in the movie, Joe Pantoliano, he raised us and really sacrificed a lot in his life, which I think a lot of family members out there can relate to when you raise other members of the family that are not your son or daughter. And so we want to pay that back to him. And so there is definitely a giving aspect within a loved one, within the family at Christmas, as well as best friends and will they or won't they, and just the Bills' passion. And that can really be applied to any football team, which is what's so great about doing a football movie at Christmas.
And talk a little bit more about how the Bills players and coaching staff, I know that they were part of the cast and on set and stuff. What was that energy like working with the actual members of the Bills Mafia royalty?
Oh, I mean, it brought something to the scenes, especially when they're out there and they do an excellent job. And so, I think that some of them might have been a little nervous at first, but they very quickly adapted, and they all get a laugh. I'm telling everybody, they all get a laugh. I think every single one who was in it, yeah, for sure.
Oh, for sure.
And I don't know who I can give away, but there were quite a few of them in there, and we really appreciate they came out and did it because it definitely made the experience special for us.
My favorite memory was Damar Hamlin sitting in hair and makeup, and that's not a normal day. And so I asked him if he had any act experience, and there was a pause, and he goes, "Yeah, fourth grade Peter Pan." I was like, "Oh, great."
That's all you need.
I was like, "I want to see fourth grade Peter Pan, Damar Hamlin. That's what I want to see." He was amazing.
I saw some photos on social media. You guys were at yesterday's game. Talk a little bit about that and interacting with Bills Mafia, the fans, ahead of this movie.
What a game. What a game to reopen up bring the offense back. That's been kind of missing. I mean, you got 3 rushing touchdowns, three pass touchdowns for Josh Allen. That's the third time that's been done. The last time was by him last year. The previous time was in 1954.
No way. Really?
Okay, there's only 2 people who've ever done it, and 2 of those, and the 3 times it's happened, 2 of them are Josh Allen. So it's nice to see the offense back. The first game we went to was an incredible experience.
Oh my gosh, 16 points in the fourth quarter in 4 minutes is like a memory I'll have for the rest of my
The
life.
Bills are putting on shows when we're here, and we're
Literally.
loving that. And so then when we start off the day out tailgating, we're out there with everybody. I mean, it's
a hammer a lot. I like Pizza Pete. That's my area.
It's a energy.
Seriously, yeah.
It's a vibe, and it gets you hyped up. It makes you feel like you're part of it, part of the community, and it's oh man, we really enjoyed that. Yeah, a lot.
And then it also has the bonus that this film kind of is a love letter to the end of Highmark Stadium as we know it before Bills move into their new stadium. Did that play a role in all at the film?
Oh yeah. Well, actually, my character is the VP of Stadium Development. So that plays a part in this. This is the last year for Highmark. That's relevant in the film. And obviously the new stadium, which is incredible, and we're right nearby, it's really incredible, is something we're all looking forward to. But, this is a good way to celebrate the end of an era and beginning a new one.
Yeah, it's quite serendipitous that this movie's being made this year and that we were able to put that into the plot line. And so it really hopefully will serve as a love letter back to Buffalo because they've been so kind to us.
And just what are you hoping fans take away from this film as it meshes Christmas, Hallmark, and the Bills?
Have some fun at Christmas with your family watching football.
Yeah, it's Hallmark. You're gonna get family, you're gonna get love, you're gonna get a nice, joyous ending. And I want people to really sit down, watch this movie with their family, enjoy it, talk about it a little bit, whatever, feel good. And I think that's what this film will accomplish.
We're very excited for it. Thank you both for taking this time this morning, and go Bills.
Go Bills.
Thanks, guys.
I just need to clarify that when I said that the game that they came to on Sunday, November 16th was against the Buccaneers, that is when the Bills won, not referencing Thursday, the 20th game where we saw that unfortunate loss. Nevertheless, Holiday Touchdown, A Bills Love Story premieres on the Hallmark Channel on Saturday, November 22nd. Very exciting. It's going to be a great film, and I love a Hallmark movie, so it's nice that it has a touch of Western New York. Coming up after the break, if you're already thinking about next year's getaway, you are not alone, and we have a style expert and TV personality to show us how to get more luxury for less and why working with a travel advisor makes all the difference. We'll be right back. Welcome back. Well, as we look ahead to snow and colder temperatures, I am joined by a guest this week that joined me from a destination that was absolutely beautiful and made me want to jump through the computer camera. But if you're already thinking about next year's getaway, you are not alone. A new survey from ALG Vacations shows Americans are eager to travel in 2026, but they're also looking for ways to make their trips feel luxurious without breaking the bank. And one person who knows exactly how to do that is style expert and TV personality Carson Kressley. Carson joined me from Secrets Playa Esmeralda in the Dominican Republic to talk about the latest travel trends.
Hi, Gio.
Good morning. How are you?
Oh, never better. How are you?
Where you looks way warmer than where.
Is it? I know, up in Rochester. Did it snow yet?
Just a little bit. We're looking at about a few predictions that are not so pretty, but we'll take it.
Oh no. I know. It'll be over in April.
That's right. It'll be all just a memory.
Yes.
So we're talking about travel trends and people who are, obviously looking to travel as they look for holiday plans and stuff.
Yes.
And I know the new Consumer Pulse survey shows Americans are still eager to travel. What stood out to you the most from this year's findings?
The number one thing is people love to travel and, everybody's watching their budget, but they still want to go places and they want to have a great experience. So I think the number one thing is that people are being budget conscious, but, They're planning a little bit earlier. They're using a travel advisor, and they're just making smart choices so they can still have a great trip.
And what are some of the biggest travel trends you're seeing, like for travelers trying to balance
Yeah,
value with elevated
yeah.
experiences?
One of the biggest ones, and I think a great tip, is the all-inclusive. I'm at a place right now in the Dominican Republic called Secrets Playa Esmeralda. It's an all-inclusive, and people love these places because they know exactly what they're getting, and they can really stay on budget because there's no surprises and there's no hidden fees.
What are you hearing about travelers' top concerns as we head into the new year?
I think the number one concern, like I said before, is really just staying on budget. So they want to go to interesting places, they want to have a great experience, but they really want to make sure they're staying within a certain price range. I think that's the number one concern. And I think that's where things like all inclusives, booking midweek, using a travel, just really making smart choices, booking early, planning ahead, all those things can give you a great experience, but still keep you on budget.
And you're joining us from Secrets Playa Esmeralda in the Dominican Republic.
I am. I'm so lucky to be here. And, it's a great all-inclusive. And I think one of the reasons people are loving the all-inclusives, like this particular location, is that, you get all your meals, you get all your food and beverage, you get great, activities like yoga classes on the beach and Pilates, dance classes. And like I said before, you know exactly what it's going to cost.
You're known for bringing style everywhere you go. So, talking a little bit about packing, what are your must-pack items or style hacks for keeping a trip chic but practical?
Yeah, I mean, the chic part, I think is the easy part. The practical part, I'm just like, I don't even love being practical, but I think the practical part is if it's going to be a shorter trip, maybe 4 days or less, if you can at any cost, try not to check a bag. It saves you money. It also saves you a lot of frustration. I've been really lucky. I don't have luggage very often, but when you do, it can really ruin your trip. So try at all costs to not check a bag and put everything in a carry-on. And then with that in mind, use multitasking pieces. For guys, blue blazer that you can wear to a business meeting, you can wear it out to dinner, you can wear it on a date. All of those things, when you're traveling, multifunctional pieces are great. Also, limiting the shoes, maybe having one kind of dressy one and one kind of, sandal or casual sneaker if you're going to a beach location. Items that do a number of jobs are the best things to pack because that versatility allows you to pack fewer items.
Just re-emphasizing here, are there any holiday offers or travel promotions that people should jump on?
Yeah, I think this is where you really can benefit from using a travel advisor because they are the ones that get the first information about new resorts, promotions, things that are happening around the country and also around the world. So they're really going to have that intel of where the deals are. So that's the first thing I like to tell people. The second thing is plan early. I think a lot of people think you can get a better last minute deal. In most cases, when it's a vacation and it's a desirable location, booking earlier is going to be better and less expensive because big resorts, all inclusives, even places like Disney, they want to make sure that they're full. So they love an early booking. And in exchange for that, they're going to give you a better deal.
Are there any underrated off-peak destinations that you can think of that might still feel luxurious but cost far less that people don't think about?
Yeah, I think any place that is a little bit off season is definitely more of a bargain. And everybody thinks about, going to a beach location like this in the middle of winter. But if you go a little bit earlier in the season, say October or November, or if you go later in the season, like April or May, places like Aruba, the Dominican Republic, Tulum, those are all going to be a little less expensive in those shoulder seasons, or what they're called, instead of booking in peak times.
All right. I think those are all my questions. So, Carson, I really appreciate you taking the time.
Of course, anytime.
Very exciting to think about traveling in the future. Thank you to Macaulay, the cast of Holiday Touchdown, and Carson Kressley for joining me on this episode of Behind the Curtain. Thank you so much for watching this week's episode. Next week, we will see you on Black Friday, so have a happy Thanksgiving, and thank you again for watching this episode. Take care.
Get the Rochester First streaming app today for everything you love from News 8 On Demand, plus exclusive shows you won't see anywhere else. Search ROC and download for free on Roku, Amazon Fire, and Apple TV.